Okay, we are live with today's news in Warcraft, seamlessly blending the general inanities of World of Warcraft Classic, played on a controller nonetheless, with the horrors of today's news. Today is going to be you voted for the redux, because the first time I tried this, I got lagged out and it sucked, so I thought, well, we're just going to have to make up for this somehow, and that's going to be today. You voted for this. Remember, the only way you were basically out was if you voted for anybody but Donald Trump. Sorry, if you voted for him, you voted for this. If you did not vote, by your lack of vote, you voted for this. And yes, you could have been the linchpin in stopping this from happening, or maybe even enabling it further. I don't know what your leanings are. But as we go for Frosted Lucky Lizards today, we're going to go over every single pick for his cabinet. Okay, every single one. So, of course, J.D. Vance is pretty much the non-existent vice president, because Elon Musk is the real one. Let's face facts here. Marco Rubio, the man who used to call Little Marco, is going to be Secretary of State. Well, Little Marco learned how to kiss this ring real early. And as a result of it, is now the candidate for Secretary of State. And there it is. Scott Bessent for Secretary of the Treasury. A billionaire. Just letting you know, he's a billionaire. Absolute utter billionaire. Just like the rest of them coming through here. Coming through a lot of these picks. Alright, so we go after the next Frosted Lucky Lizard. P. Pegseth, a man who was accused of forcible copulations, or something along those lines, because guess what, they always do. He's a Fox News host, an Army veteran, mostly picked because he was a Fox News host. You'll see that a lot. Pam, don't call me Blondie Bondi, is going to be the Attorney General after Matt Gaetz finally decided that he should not have this job. I am very grateful he dropped out, because God, it was a horrible choice. It'd be like picking Ted Cruz for anything, because nobody likes Ted Cruz. But Pam Bondi, sorry, I said Blondie. So Pam Bondi is just as much of a sycophant as the rest of this clown car crew, because this is how you get a job in this administration, okay? And she intends to go full-throated after the exact same problems that Donald Trump proclaims is happening, which means she's just going to be little more than an attack dog. Okay? They're eating the dogs. Expect a lot of political enemies to be investigated by the government for opposing him. This was part of the reason there's a conspiracy theory that surrounds this Joe Scarborough interview, by the way. Have you heard about this? Where they went and interviewed President-elect Donald Trump, and they tried to justify it. Well, they tried to justify it. They said, why not? They said, why not interview him, right? Which, on a face level, you can kind of agree with the concept. It's the execution. It's the execution that we have a problem with. And that's what people are going for there. Doug Burgum for Secretary of the Interior. He is the governor of North Dakota. So, actually, kind of a sane pick, really, if you think about it. You know, governor of a Midwestern state, he would know about, he would at least hopefully know about geography, at least. I'm going to get that lizard no matter what, so I better get ready for him. Now, Secretary of Agriculture, we don't know yet, or at least CNN does not know. Howard Lutnick for Secretary of Commerce. And he is the, sorry, I got to keep an eye on the combat table there too. He is the Cantor Fitzgerald CEO. Okay, and he is the pick to be the Commerce Secretary. And I know I'm not paying attention up there, and I really should. Get him. Then Lori Chavez DeRemer for Secretary of Labor. Again, an odder pick because she seems to be very popular with both unions and employers. It's a very interesting deal, and I don't know what to say on this one just yet either. There's a few. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is the Health and Human Services Secretary, and he's already proven he's on like Alex Jones levels of conspiracies, because he is talking about how he's going to take the fluoride out of our drinking water, because obviously it does stuff. And what was the conspiracy? They say it calcifies the pineal gland in your brain, which leads to all sorts of other problems, and so you should filter the fluoride out of your water at all costs. And yes, they really do say this. They really do say this stuff. Scott Turner, an NFL player, is going to be Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Let that sink in. An NFL player. An NFL player. And that seems to be his only claim on any type of office, political or otherwise, is that he is an NFL player. Sean Duffy for Secretary of Transportation. This is another Fox News host. Oh dear. Okay, this is not going to end well. Oh, okay, I've got to pay attention. Sorry, he's a former Fox Business host. Sean Duffy is. Lordy. Hurry. Come on. Okay. We're safe. I think we're safe. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm safe now. Okay. Chris Wright is Secretary of Energy. He's a fracking company CEO. I wonder what the policy is going to be, right? Linda McMahon, who for Secretary of Education. And Linda McMahon is apparently embroiled in this Ring Boy scandal way more than anybody originally thought. Oh my God, there's another one. I am not ready for this. No. Frosted lucky lizards. Lizardly delightful. Oh God. Okay, we need mana. Come on, give me mana. Hurry. No, but she's more embroiled in the Ring Boy scandal than I originally thought she was. Going back to the 1980s, okay? So this goes back pretty far. And basically these young gentlemen, they were under 18, and they were forcibly copulated. And this is what the allegations state on the whole Ring Boy scandal, okay? And Doug Collins, for Secretary of Veterans Affairs. He's a former congressman. I wish this lizard would go away. Now, I don't know how much experience he has in dealing with this department, but I would assume he would be just as inept as the rest of the crew, because we're dealing with what my new word is, which I learned from George Takei. It's cakeistocracy, which means basically rule by the inept. Kristi Noem for Secretary of Homeland Security. She's the governor of She's the governor of South Dakota, but has zero experience in dealing with homeland security problems or anything like that. Just like everybody else in this administration, I don't think these people are going to be paid to do their job well. Mike Waltz for National Security Advisor. Oops. Oh, I hit the AoE slash. Sorry about that. Let's do that one. He's representative from Florida, and he is very much a Trump loyalist. He did serve in Afghanistan, so he does know at least a tiniest modicum about foreign engagements, like being out and about. Let's prowl for a minute. Hope we don't grab anybody. That coffer's back here, isn't it? So hold on just a minute here. And so he served in the Middle East and Africa too. So Lee Zeldin for EPA Administrator. He is a former congressman, and where did it say he was from? It was at New York. He lost the 2022 race for governor to Kathy Hochul, who's there now. And of course, his entire job is going to be about a news article in a minute that I'll get to in a minute. So hang in there on that one. Elise Stefanik for ambassador to the United Nations. Take that for what you will. You know, literally, just take that for what you will. Susie Wiles, White House Chief of Staff. Elon Musk, the real vice president. It's not going to be J.D. Vance. It's going to be Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Just face the facts. He's already up there. He is stealing the spotlight from Donald Trump, which never ends well in his world. But let's see what happens with the world's richest man. He's part of this Department of Government Efficiency, along with Vivek Ramaswamy. Russell Vaught for Office of Management and Budget Director, and he is one of the Project 2025 co-authors. Hooray! I've reported spam bots over the last few days. That's why there's a thingy here about a message. Okay, close and close. That's the infamous thank you for reporting. You know how that works, right? But they will be right back the next day. Ow. Take this. But, you know, Project 2025 is not going to be up there. Well, guess what? There it is. Your vote has consequences. Isn't that amazing? And you know what? The only vote that did not have this level of consequences was any vote for any candidate other than Donald Trump. If you voted for Donald Trump, congratulations. This is the reality you're going to get. If you did not vote at all, congratulations. This is the reality you're going to get. You may get over it. Okay? You may simply get over it. Oh, I better be nice. Where are you? Oh, you're already out of the way. Now, Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence. She has zero national intelligence experience. Zero. John Ratcliffe for CIA Director. Hang on just a minute on this one, because he was one of the potential Attorney General candidates too. He's a former representative from Texas, He did serve before in this exact job. Holy cow, how did I get that one here? I'm glad I looked for a second. I have to read, so I have to look downward here. You know, he actually served. But he was, like, he was, according to CNN, an argument for the critics who said he was there just to serve Donald Trump's political needs. So he was the sycophant, and now he's back. Yeah. Mike Huckabee for ambassador to Israel, who said that Palestinians, there's no such thing as a Palestinian. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said, exact words. So if you voted against Kamala Harris because, oh, wah, she didn't say anything about Palestinians, or she didn't say enough about Palestinians, or she didn't do enough for Palestinians, guess what? You deserve this. This, you know, it's here. Here. Just gonna draw you the old-fashioned way. So yeah, your protest vote led to an ambassador to Israel that has said there's no such thing as a Palestinian. Hooray for you! Steve Witkoff for to the Middle East. You know, So I don't have a whole lot on him. Thank heavens. Thank heavens I can focus on the frosted lucky wizards.